I meet this old Korean guy, who's in his 50s or maybe 60s potentially, but I think he's in his 50s, right? And then like keep in mind, I'm in my shirts and in my like flip flops and shorts and stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, where does the massage happen? He said, right here, right? I'm like, oh, right here in this bath area. And he's like, yeah, get on the table, right? I'm like, okay, very straightforward. And then he realized, wait, your first time, right? And I was like, yes. And he's like, why do you have clothes on? Take it off. He told me take off my clothes. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, yeah. So I took everything off, right? And then I think he realized I was shy, and then he just threw a towel at me, right, to cover up my dick, right? I'm like, what did Numi get me into, right? Now I'm just thinking about what the fuck this is and what I'm about to experience, because she said it was a scrub massage, but then I realized maybe it wasn't a massage. I think I'm getting like an actual Korean scrub to like get rid of the dead skin cells and shit. And that's exactly what it is. It dawned upon me, wait, I realized this isn't a massage. They're just trying to exfoliate me and like give me a cleansing experience, right? And then I started realizing like, oh God, wait, doesn't this hurt? And I started getting a little worried about it, because like I've heard stories, right, about how like intense these scrubs can be. And I start letting get into my head a little bit, right? And then he says, okay, first we'll do face up, then face down after, right? Okay. I lay completely naked, face up, right? And like, I'm kind of vulnerable too, because there's people that could be passing by, is the thing. They'd be like walking by and they could just see me fully there, right? Just getting manhandled by this older Korean gentleman. He starts by like dumping hot water on me, right? He didn't even ask me about the temperature. He just like grabbed a big bucket of hot water. I felt like a fucking lobster, and just like poured it all over my body, right? I didn't say anything because like I just wanted to like just deal with it, right? It's pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like I like hot showers, but this was pretty hot, right? And maybe I was just, not used to the fact that like I was walking around in this area when I was just not like bathing for a little bit, so I'm not acclimated to like the heat again, and that's why like it probably shocked me. It was really hot. No reaction. No, there was a reaction. There was definitely a reaction. I think at some point he started laughing and said first time, and I said yes, first time, right? And then that's all I heard after that. He was laughing, bro. The fucking dude was laughing at me. He put like this wet towel over my eyes, right, so that he could do his job and stuff like that. Yeah, I was like holding in my reactions as much as I could. He just kept like pouring, I think like 4 buckets of hot water on me to like, get me ready and shit like that. That's when the gloves came on, right? I'm pretty sure like he put on these like weird ass gloves, I think, and it started going to town on me. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I'm getting scrubbed and rubbed in places I didn't think I was gonna get scrubbed and rubbed. I felt very violated, dude. Like for the first time in my life, from all the massages I've ever had in the past, right? I've never felt violated like this before. He was very efficient. Let's just say that. This guy made it his goal to make sure he got every orifice and corner of my body to like ensure that, it was not like untouched by his hands, just to make sure he's doing a great job. Like I get it, that's what you're supposed to do with these, right? I think. Yeah, the gloves were he had like 2 steps to this process, right? When I was on laying on top, or like when I was like laying on my back, right, showing the front of my body for him, he was doing all the scrubbing and shit like that. He was going hard though, bro. Oh my God, dude, these Korean scrubs are no joke. I had no idea how rough he was gonna be, right? He was going at it, man. He was going in, trying to like get all the like the top layer of my skin off, right, to make sure like it's just fully exfoliated and shit. And he got like on my armpits, all over my arms, on my like my belly, like near my neck and stuff like that. He hit everywhere, like I said, feet, legs, thighs, everything, right? And I applaud his efforts and his efficiency, because man, that was really good. Like he did a great job. But the problem I had during that part, right, when he just like grabs my balls and pushes it to the side to like get my inner thigh, right, that's when I had a problem. So oh God, how do I illustrate this properly? Like again, I consented to this, so it's all good. Let me try and draw this out. this is my legs, okay? Like, okay, this is my ball or balls, whatever. Just imagine that, right? Okay, I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist. So he pushes it to his side, right? He has his like gloves or whatever. This can be the gloves, right? That's his gloves. So this guy like fucking puts one hand to this like to like push it to his side and just like and you know it feels very weird. I'll say that. Like I didn't expect him to go the mile just to make sure like he hit everything. But you know, thank you for being that considerate, right? He could have just let my balls hang there and hit it against it. It could have hurt, but like he pushed it to the side, so it didn't end up getting like impacted by like, you know, the force of his you know, gloves and cleansing process, whatever that was, right? So thank you for him to be considerate for my private parts. It means a lot, right? But the way he did it was just so odd to me. That's why I felt like, okay, maybe I got a little violent. And then he did the same thing to the other side, right? He like, okay, so like, you know, swapped the thing. He like pushed it over here, like boop, and then his other glove, right? Decides to go, or no, like he swaps sides and then just goes right like that. And like, okay, wow, you know, at least he didn't like bash my balls, right? He totally could have done that, I think, but he was very considerate of, you know, my you know, the dragon. He didn't want to hurt my dragon, and I appreciated that to a degree. But he also disrespected the dragon by grabbing it like that, right? I was very confused about how to feel when he was cleaning this area. And then I realized, wait, that's just the first part. Then he does the whole thing all over again, right? By adding soap and everything, right? So, no, he didn't do that first. He said, okay, flip over, right? But then I misheard him, right? I was like, oh, we're done? And then I get up on my feet. I'm like, oh, we're done? And he said, no, flip over, right? And I was like, oh, shit, my bad. And I realized, right, he has to get my backside. I think I was very excited to get out of there, right? That's probably why I just didn't expect this. Numi, you fuck! Like, oh my god. I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I flip over, get on my stomach, right? Lay down, and he does the same thing. He does the exact same thing. I've never had my ass handled like that before, right? Like, holy shit. He was getting, like I said, when he hit every orifice, bro. It felt like he grazed my asshole sometimes. And you know what? At that point, I just accepted it. I was in that stage of acceptance. Like, you know, this is happening right now. It's gonna be like this anytime. Like, he's probably seen thousands of men's balls, parts, and whatever, right? He's done this like almost all the time for people. Like, I'm just another guy to him, right? You know, I'm just another paycheck to be made and another tip. So he's just doing his job. I'm like, okay, you know, after I made my peace with knowing that, I realized, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe I should just try and relax and enjoy what was happening to me, right? And I actually did. I actually started enjoying it. But then like the hot water comes in again. He gets a big bucket of hot water and just like whoosh, all over me after every scrub, right? So after the front scrub, he threw more hot water on me. After the back scrub, he threw more hot water on me, right? To clean me off and shit like that, right? It didn't have to be that hot, right? Didn't have to be that hot, but it was that hot. So I just felt like I was being, you know, boiled low key. Flash boiled. I don't know what to describe that as, right? But yeah, the same thing happened, but just like, okay, now just like imagine, you know, that's like, oh god, that's red. Hold on. How to draw butts, bro? Like, oh yeah, it's a booty, right? I don't know. Is that a booty? How to draw butts, guys? Like, is that booty cheek? That's a booty cheek, right? And then that's hold on. Bam. Wow. Gyat. Damn. And Yep, all over it, just like that. Really got in there. Thank you for cleaning that and all, whatever. Appreciate it, man. Right? They're just very efficient, very efficient. Got my feet and everything too. Got all like everything on my back, like on the sides. Cleaned me up real good. And then I remember like I was just very surprised by the hot water at some point because it was like pretty scalding. Not scalding, but like it was just really hot. And my back was like, my back is sensitive. Okay. Fun little fact. Shoto's back is sort of sensitive sometimes to like a touch, right? And then when he hit it with hot water, and then I was like, ooh, right? I couldn't help it. Like I just had like that kind of reaction. He said, Okay, be a man, right? He said, be a man, bro. Be a man. And eventually, like, he got to the shampooing part, right? Or like the cleansing part. So he put like finally started easing up on me after all of that, like just scrubbing me very roughly all over, right? Nearly just destroying my balls and bashing it, right? And violating my orifices. He finally decides, okay, it's lathering time, right? So he's much more gentle here after exfoliating everything, right? Which was the goal. He starts like being much more gentle. Now it felt like an actual massage, and it felt like I was at peace. I felt calm, like, and I've already like, you know, I've already made my my own peace with the fact that, you know, this is just his job. It's what he's got to do. I feel a lot better. Interestingly enough, the water was much less hot this time. It was warm. Maybe he started realizing like it was too hot for me once I had that reaction. After I was done, he gave me a little scalp massage, which was nice too, right? Took off the towel on my eyes, and it was like, there, all done. Look at your skin, so clean, right? So new. Wow. And then he started rubbing my arms, right? He's like, wow, very, very bright, very good. And he thumbs up, right? And I was like, thank you. And he's like, that was my first time. I appreciate it, right? And then he pulls out like this envelope and he said, tip, right? And I was like, oh wait, I don't have money. Let me just give you through Venmo and shit like that, right? And he's very eager for that tip. I don't know, like after that, he was like gassing me up and saying like, wow, you look very handsome, very beautiful and all that stuff. And then he pulls out an envelope asking for a tip immediately afterwards, right? Dude was not trying to hide it at all. It's just being very like, you know. Oh my God. How much you tip him? I gave him like $20. Yeah. Cause that was like an unmatched experience. In the group chat, I think I said something along the lines of
did that scrub make you idea for the next Patreon?
No!
To Omega Live.
No, you're fucked up. Don't say that. I think in the group chat I said, "New me, I got violated." Okay, I have a good screenshot for the content for something hilarious here, right? I typed this in the group chat. I was just very shocked at what I experienced, right? I had no idea this was the plan. So I was like, bro, new me, I got violated. That was crazy. Grabbed my ball sack and went to town on my thighs. Holy shit, right? And then Cinder, not knowing anything about what was going on, she says, I'm sorry. I think she was genuinely concerned for my well-being, bro. She was so confused, bro. She thought like maybe something else happened because she didn't know about the spa day or like the fact that we went to a Korean spa, right? She could only imagine what was happening to me. So yeah, it was very bad out of context for sure. I could have worded that better. I think by the end of that, I finally just walked around free balled it. I didn't care at that point. I didn't need a towel. I was just like walking around with my cock out and said, you know what? It is what it is. This is how the people in this area do it, right? I gotta be like the people and just like be confident. Just be open. Say, who cares, right? No one cares.